They should just reuse the same cast from the live-action movie. Okay, that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding! Okay, so if you haven't heard, there's currently a live-action remake of Avatar: The Last Airbender in production that is supposedly going to air on Netflix in 2020. I mean, I personally think it would be much cooler if they just made a new original animated story in the Avatar world instead of this, but whatever. Since they haven't announced a cast yet, here are some of my suggestions for the actors. Ugh, I made a reference to a newer SpongeBob episode. I don't even know why I know that. Ugh, I feel so ashamed. Okay, so here's my suggestions in no particular order. Okay, so for Iroh, my initial thought was Keri Hiroyuki Tagawa. Sorry if I mispronounced some of these names. I won't know how to pronounce all of them. So I know him from a show called Man in the High Castle, which takes place in an alternate universe where the Axis powers won World War II. He plays a character who's the trade minister of the Japanese Pacific States of America. His character kind of reminds me of Iroh a bit because he's like an older wise man who lost his wife and son, and he also seems like he's a good guy at heart who's from the bad imperialistic nation. Apparently the actor is also a martial artist, so that's a huge plus. My only reservation about him is that I have no idea if he can demonstrate the funnier, light-hearted aspects of Iroh's character. I simply have no idea because Man in the High Castle is probably the most devoid of humor show I've ever seen. Like, everything is depressing all the time. Another drawback about him might be that he might be too old to build up Iroh's muscular physique for season 3, but I don't know, they could probably use special effects or something. Another actor who I've seen a lot of people suggest for Iroh is Paul Sun-hyung Lee. I don't know much about him, but he definitely looks like a good choice, at least from his appearance. He is also quite a bit younger, so he could maybe still get age for the prison workout. Okay, for Ozai, I originally thought Ken Watanabe would be good, but then I thought, you know what, he would be a really good choice for Jong Jong. So for Ozai, I think Daniel Dae Kim would be a good choice. I honestly don't think I've seen anything that he's in, but I know he's kinda popular. He also looks like he can get in pretty good shape and pull off Ozai's ripped physique. Okay, and this has nothing to do with anything, but am I the only one who thinks that he kind of looks a little bit like Mads Mikkelsen, like the Asian version of Mads Mikkelsen, or Mads Mikkelsen is the white version of him? Isn't that funny? Two people of different races can still look similar. Like Shinzo Abe, the current Prime Minister of Japan. He looks like Wedge from Star Wars to me. Am I the only one who's noticed that? Am I the only one who's noticed that? Okay, so for the Boulder, they should definitely get Barack. I mean The Rock. The Boulder was based on The Rock. They originally wanted The Rock to voice the Boulder, but he couldn't for some reason. I know he would be even more expensive now, but he'd only be in a couple episodes, so it should be fine.
If you smell what the Boulder is cooking.
Alright, for Master Paku, I choose Wes Studi. I think he's a good actor, and I think it's unfortunate that he's pretty much only cast in period pieces involving Native American history. In the things I've seen him in, he often does play a serious, kind of grumpy guy, so I think he'd be great for Master Paku. He was also already in the Smurf Avatar, so he's got experience being in something called Avatar, which, you know, is totally important. Alright, for June, I would choose Lucy Liu. I think she has some martial arts experience in the movies and stuff, and, you know, I shouldn't really have to explain this one. Like The Rock, she is decently famous, so she might be kind of expensive, but again, she'd only be in a few episodes, so it'll be fine. Okay, for Guru Patik, I would say Ben Kingsley, with the only issue that he's kind of light-skinned compared to Guru Patik. If not Ben Kingsley, they could probably just get the actual guy who voiced Guru Patik in the show, Brian George. Okay, so for Monk Gyatso, I know they're not gonna do this, but I think they should try to get Tenzin Gyatso, the current Dalai Lama. Again, I have no idea if he'd be a good actor, but I think it'd be cool to give him a shot, and you know what, he'd probably do it for free, he's such a nice guy. Of course, then the show won't be allowed in China, but you know, it probably won't be anyway, so who cares? Okay, for Zhao, I was thinking of this guy, Tenma Shibuya. I saw him in the movie Yip Man, where he played a Japanese colonel during the invasion of China during World War II. I just thought he made a really good militaristic bad guy in that movie, so I think he'd be a good choice for Zhao. For Long Fang, I would choose Chow Yun-fat. He's a good actor and he could totally pull off Long Fang's look. Although I think I've only seen him as that pirate lord guy in Pirates of the Caribbean, but he definitely could play Long Fang well. Alright, Dave Bautista needs to be Sparky Sparky Boom Man. Now it would be a little unfortunate to have him play a serious character with no lines, and there might be the issue that he might stand so incredibly still that he'll become invisible to the eye, but he's got the look, so he should definitely play Combustion Man. They could cast Jafar himself to play the Avatar before Yang Chen. Yang Chen could be played by Michelle Yeoh, or Yeoh, or Yeehaw, Jason Momoa would be perfect for Avatar Kuruk. He looks the part, and I feel like his experience as Aquaman would make him a good choice to play a young, cocky Water Tribe Avatar. Kyoshi should be played by this girl I met at Comic-Con a few years ago. Seriously, look at her costume, it's pretty good. I think she won a contest or something. Nah, but seriously, I've seen a lot of people suggest Maggie Q. I don't know anything about her, but she looks like a good choice. For Roku, they could use Keri Hiroyuki Togawa, who I mentioned earlier, if they decide to use someone else for Iroh, like Paul Sun Hyung Lee or whatever. Alright, what characters are left? Okay, for Zhong Zhong, like I said earlier, Ken Watanabe is a good choice. He has experience playing middle-aged martial arts masters with some anger and aggression and seriousness thrown in. He'd be pretty perfect for this role. Alright, for King Boomy, I feel like I couldn't think of any really good choices, nor could I find anyone else with any really perfect suggestions. I guess they could get Jackie Chan, because he's a martial artist who has experience being goofy and silly and stuff. I know he's not as old as Boomy, but they could make him look older. For Piandao, I would choose Hiroyuki Sanada. I know him from The Last Samurai, but he was also recently in Avengers Endgame as that Yakuza guy who had a sword fight with Hawkeye.
Oh my god, you spoiled Endgame!
Shut up! It's been out for like a month. But yeah, he clearly has a lot of sword experience, so he'd be pretty perfect for Piandao. Alright, now if you haven't noticed, there's some very important characters I haven't mentioned yet. I've been saving the best for last. The Cabbage Guy needs to have a top-notch actor portraying him, or else the whole series will crumble. Nah, I'm just kidding. They should just get some funny guy like Ken Jeong or Randall Park or something, I don't know. But seriously, thinking of actors for the main child characters is a lot trickier. Getting a good actor for Aang is pretty crucial, so they really need to get someone good or the whole show could fail. So I'm thinking they should have the seasoned veteran actor Bryan Cranston portray Aang. Now, I know this sounds a little weird at first. He's not Asian and he's a little old to play Aang, but think about it. He's got the star power and he's already played a bald guy who was a master of the elements. Think about how awesome it'll be when Aang confronts the Sandbenders. It'll go a little differently from the show, but it's gonna be awesome. Aang's gonna be like, "You stole my bison. Help me find it and no harm will come to you." And the Sandbender will be like, "Who the hell are you?"
You know. You all know exactly who I am. Say my name.
Do what? I don't have a damn clue who the hell you are.
Yeah, you do.
I'm the last Airbender. I'm the one who killed Chin the Conqueror. Ostrich horse shit. Avatar Kyoshi got Chin. Yep, she did.
That's right. Now, say my name.
You're Avatar Aang.
You're goddamn right.
Yeah, but seriously, I don't really have any of my own suggestions for all the young characters because I just don't know that many young actors. So I googled what other people thought, and here's some suggestions I saw that I thought looked good. Alright, for Zuko, I've seen a lot of people suggest Harry Potter. I mean Ryan Potter. Yeah, he seems like a good choice, why not? Alright, for Aang, I've seen Forrest Wheeler suggested a lot. Now, apparently he is 15 now, so he might look old to be 12-year-old Aang, but I don't know, some people age slowly. For Toph, I think Donnie Yen would be a good choice since he's already played a blind martial arts master. No, but seriously, I've seen Peyton Peyton Elizabeth Lee suggested a lot for Toph. She looks like a good choice, but like Forrest Wheeler, she is also 15 and Toph is 12. You know what though? I wouldn't mind if they aged up some of the characters a bit, especially since a love story with a 12-year-old Aang and a 14-year-old Katara might be kind of weird on a live-action screen. I don't know. Also, some of the characters always seemed way older than they were supposed to be. Especially Azula, who is supposedly 14. 14. 14. 14. 14. Seriously, she seems like she's like 20 or something. Speaking of Azula, I've seen a couple different actresses suggested for her, including Nicole Bloom, Yun Lin, and Mesa Kuroki. They all look fine. Mostly I want the Zuko and Azula actors to look convincing enough as siblings. For Mei, I've seen Rila Fukushima suggested a lot. She seems like a good pick. She played a major role in The Wolverine, which I never saw. I only know her from that one episode of that one show that went downhill in its last season faster than Fat downhill faster than, what's something that goes downhill fast? I was so confident going into that sentence. For Ty Lee, one suggestion I saw that looked really good was Teresa Daly. I don't know anything about her, she just looked like a good choice. Alright, for Sokka, the most popular suggestion I've seen is Forrest Goodluck. I only know him as Leonardo's son in The Revenant, but if they have him play Sokka and they have Forrest Wheeler play Aang, then we have to have Forrest Whitaker play Katara. Then we will finally have the Forrest trifecta. Nah, but for Katara, the most popular choice I've seen is Auli'i Cravalho. You may know her as the voice of Moana. She's got waterbending experience, so that's a huge plus. Yeah, all those seem like decent choices, but I'd also be fine with them getting some totally fresh, new, nobody actors for the young roles, as long as they're good actors. That's the most important part. Now, I know I made a joke before about bringing back the cast of The Last Airbender, but that was only mostly a joke, because she sells seashells in the Seychelles. Seychelles Gabrielle as Yue was the only person who was well cast in that whole movie. Her dialogue was still horrible and her hair looked somewhat phallic from behind, but that wasn't her fault. But she'd probably give everyone flashbacks, so they probably should get a new actress for Yue. Alright, who's left? Hakoda, Sokka and Katara's dad. Adam Beach first comes to mind, or maybe Eddie Spears or Michael Spears, and then one of them could also play Bato. For Kaya, Katara and Sokka's mom, Tanaya Biati could be a good choice, although I've only seen her in that movie Hostiles. Donnie Yen could be Master Yu, and I saw this guy named Tony Thornburg suggested for Shin Fu. I also saw some guy named Togo Igawa suggested for Sozin. Alright, who else is there? Hama could be Tantu Cardinal. Jet should be played by Jet Li, because his name is Jet, and that's the only reason. No, I'm just kidding. But it would be cool to put Jet Li in there somewhere. Oh, wait. That one bad guy from Apocalypto. Wait, what's his name? Gerardo Terracena. He should definitely play that one sun warrior who wanted the dragons to eat Aang and Zuko. Harrison Ford should play Yue's fiance Han, because he has experience playing a guy named Han. No, I'm just kidding. They should get the main guy from Apocalypto to play Han. Rudy Youngblood is his name. George Takei, or however it said, he could play the Fire Nation warden that he played in the show, because why not? Lo and Lee could be played by Takyao Fisher, just like they were in the show, because why not? Get the same voice actors for all the non-human characters, like the spirits and animals and stuff, because why not? They could maybe get the dragons who acted in Game of Thrones to act as the dragons in this show, because they seemed like pretty good actors. Zabumafu could play Momo. Seriously, it would be cool if they got a real lemur to play Momo and they could like kind of combine him with CGI or something. Alright, and Dante Bosco, the actual voice actor for Zuko in the animated show, he should have some cameo somewhere, but with no lines. His voice is so distinct that if he spoke at all, it would definitely pull me out of the show. Alright, I think I'm running out of suggestions. I've covered most of the major and reoccurring characters in this show, but what I want to know is your suggestions. Who do you think should play the characters in the live-action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender? Leave your suggestions in the comments. Subscribe for more Avatar videos, follow me on social media, support me on Patreon. Big thanks to my patrons, Meatrin, Colleen West, Luke Sherman, and Jay Campbell, and Vasuk. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Let's hope they don't mess this show up. I mean, don't get your hopes up though, but yeah. Okay, bye. A sled! A bobsled goes downhill fast. Went downhill faster than a German bobsled team. That's what I should have said.